Visitors can expect to find in this exhibition 285 works and some documentary ephemera made by or about the artist Huguette Caland, who is a Lebanese-born artist who spent her time between Beirut, Paris, France, and Venice, California. You'll see drawings and paintings and fashion and dresses and textile and some sculpture and even writing. I think the most important takeaway is her pursuit of freedom, intellectual freedom, aesthetic freedom, sexual freedom, social freedom, political freedom. She was inspired by not only the cities she lived in, but the people she met, the flora she encountered, the insects she encountered, but especially her relationships with people. And we see those represented both sexually and romantically, erotically, but we also see them represented by communication, simple pleasures like a laugh, a shared joke. She was very funny. Huguette Caland's early work has been compared to pop or nouveau realism in France, where she was working at the time she made the Bribe. But I think what's probably the stronger influence is, as you mentioned, graphic design. She was very impacted by a class she took on graphic design in Beirut in the 1960s. So what we see in her lines, her drawn lines especially, are these long, sinuous forms in which, because the pen never leaves the paper, a multitude of different ideas and different configurations, in particular of body parts that might morph. You might look at it one way and see a feminine part, and the other and see something that's more gendered, masculine. She developed a vocabulary that you see course throughout her work of very strong graphic marks. And these marks, sometimes they're X's, sometimes they're O's, sometimes they look like hashtags, which she called cross-stitching in reference to both embroidery that her mother might have taught her, but also the embroidery of Palestinian women, which is called tatreez. Huguette Caland, over the course of her life, once she started painting at the age of 33, when she painted Red Sun, which is the first work in this exhibition, or the first major work you see on the first wall. From that moment, she never stopped making, ever. She has a huge and prolific body of work that people might tend to see as separated by periods. One of the arguments of this show is that there is, in fact, a continuous line running through all of her production. And that it's really remarkable for a woman who produced so much and so much of extreme and extraordinary quality. This is a monumental, very overdue retrospective that I think will really change the way that we construct our canons of modern and contemporary art, how we allow beauty to enter them. So yeah, welcome to the world, Huguette Caland, and welcome to Huguette Caland.